Peace, and power, family. Welcome to another YouTube channel. I told y'all, I am not letting up. I am going to be on here consistent, so please be prepared to see this beautiful face, all right? Today, we're going to talk about things your gynecologist won't tell you. And it's not that they're not telling you because they don't want to tell you, they simply don't know. If you have been following my work for some time, I started off about 8 years ago saying this, that we're not looking at health in a way of we have doctors. We actually have specialists, and there's a difference between the two. See, a doctor comes from the Latin word docere, which means to teach. Your doctor's supposed to teach you how to be well, to stay well, so that you don't need to keep needing them over and over again. But specialist means that they specialize in one area. They're like honed in on a specific focus so that that is the area in which they are assisting you in. So now you see the difference between doctor and specialist. And again, we're not downing the medical system, or we're not downing or looking down on doctors, right? Because they took an oath. They really want to help people. But the only thing is, it's the way that the system is being taught on how to help people, okay? So in this video, ladies, we're going to break down what your gynecologist is not telling you when it comes to fibroids, when it comes to ovarian cysts, when it comes to menopause, when it comes to chronic reproductive issues. So let's get right into it. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, share, and subscribe, because this is something that women need, especially now. Okay, so what do I mean by your gynecologist is not telling you what you actually need to know about your health? Now, here's the thing, right? As I'm doing studies and I'm researching and I'm really understanding the human anatomy and physiology, one thing that keeps my mind blown is the fact that when we're dealing with fibroids, when we're dealing with ovarian cysts, when we're dealing with heavy cycles, menopause, the entire aspect of women's health, we are only localized to that one area of the body, which is the uterus, which is your ovaries, your hormones, right? That is all we're focusing on. We're not being told to take care of our colon. We're not being told to take care of our liver, which most of your hormones are processed in the liver. Matter of fact, the one of the liver's responsibilities is to get rid of excess waste estrogen. So, what is the component that is causing fibroids, right? Excess growth of tissue, which means excess growth of estrogen. Your liver's responsibility is to move that excess waste estrogen out of the body. But what happens when it can no longer do that? All of that begins to back up into your bloodstream, and it makes and finds its way in the most vulnerable areas of your body. And most of our vulnerable areas, it differs between person to person, but we're seeing a wide range of women with the vulnerability being in their reproductive organs, specifically the uterus and the ovaries. So if we're looking and saying to ourselves, well, based upon my anatomy and physiology, my liver is responsible for getting rid of the excess waste estrogen. Well, instead of just focusing on a uterus, I need to be focusing on my liver. And this is why we do the Flush Your Liver Deworm challenges as one of the first protocols when it comes to dealing with or helping to restore the body when it comes to uterine fibroids, ovarian cysts, menopause, all of the other reproductive chronic women diseases. See, these are things that you're not going to be taught, and it's so important because you're going to find yourself in a circle all of your life trying so hard. Okay, I did this, I did that. Why is it not working? And then the fibroids become too severe. It becomes chronic. And now they want to remove it. And so you remove it. But guess what? It grows back because you did not fix the root issue as to what caused it. Most of us are walking around with fatty liver and gallstones. And I've said this over and over and over again. I have to be redundant so that it lands for you, so you can understand that gallstones are a silent challenge, a silent epidemic that we are not addressing worldwide. Most of us have gallstones, most of us have fatty liver, most of us have high blood sugar, but because the labs don't tell us, right? Because the numbers are not telling us on a piece of paper, we walk out of the doctor's office like, I am healthy, I am fine, let me keep going on and with this body. And eventually the body is going to break down, and it's not going to be able to function as optimally as it should or as it used to. And when it begins to break down, we call it fibroids. When it begins to break down, we call it ovarian cysts. What can this be? A defense mechanism due to the clogging of the systems. All that waste, it has nowhere to go. You have eliminatory pathways that need that is created in your body. Your body's constructed so that this waste can have somewhere to go. But what happens when it piles up? System overload. And this is where we see the grouping of tumors, of growths, of cysts. Could it be that the grouping of the tumor, the cyst, is trying to harm you, or is it actually saving you? Because if you think about it, the group of all of the toxins in that one tumor, right, which is most likely parasites grouping in one area, imagine if they dispersed all over your body. Imagine if they went all over your body. Your entire system is compromised. Imagine if it went to your brain, it went to your thyroid, it went to your heart, it went to your lungs, it went to your kidney, it went all over. And then now your whole body is compromised and taken down. And that's when game over. So I want you to begin to look at your health differently. And I want you to start asking the questions. I want you to start really looking at your health in a way where you're not localized or staying in one area of your body. This is a whole network, and you must treat it as such. You are a whole person. Therefore, you should be taking care and restoring your health on a holistic manner. So, here are 3 things in order that your gynecologist may not know, and not telling you, and you don't know to ask these things. Number 1, you must flush your liver. As we said, most of your hormones, your female hormones, your estrogen, all of that excess estrogen that's causing the fibroids, that's causing the ovarian cysts, that's also causing the menopause symptoms when it comes to hot flashes, all of that deals with how well your liver is functioning. Okay, can't tell you how many stories, survivor stories I had of women who dealing with fibroids. I'm talking about severe. I'm talking about the pains, the heavy bleeding for weeks. I'm talking about the low iron, severe low iron, to the point that they needed blood transfusions and no longer need that anymore. That is what I'm talking about. And they are surviving. They are thriving because they followed this method. So number 1, flush your liver. Number 2, take care of your colon. Okay, and that's what my entire detox protocol in the 90-day hormone root reset program focuses on, just that. You get an entire herbal kit where it focuses on your colon, your pancreas, your liver, your gallbladder, your spleen, your entire body. So you're actually getting to the root. Instead of taking herbs like spearmint and dunkai and black cohosh, which are great, by the way, but it's not enough for what you are challenged with. Okay? Got that? And number 3, start looking at your health on a spiritual level. So that's going to be a whole nother video, but this is something that is important. Nothing happens in your body without first being governed by the spirit. So whatever is happening on a physical level is also happening on a spiritual level. So when you're talking about fibroids, ovarian cysts, and menopause, instead of pulling it out or taking that surgery or wherever it is your method is, make sure that you're taking interfacing with yourself on a level and say, you know what is really happening here? And how can I help myself to understand this so that not only I reverse this challenge, but it doesn't visit me anymore. Okay. And so this is important, ladies, because this is something that you're not going to hear. It's not widely talked about. An understanding your human anatomy and physiology, that really focusing on these core organs, the liver, the pancreas, the colon, the lymphatic system, your gallbladder. These are the areas that govern what is called fibroids, ovarian cysts, menopause, heavy periods, painful periods, and other reproductive challenges. Okay, I really trust this helped you. Make sure you leave a comment below. And if you are ready to be activated and join my 90-day program where we address all of those issues at the root level and we go into the spiritual, mental, and physical and emotional part of your detox, I am your girl. All right. So go ahead, check the description to apply for my 90-day hormone root reset program. It also includes your advanced iridology analysis. You can also book your iridology analysis separately as far as getting in the door with that so we can see your foundations before these challenges cross to the degenerative level. Okay? I cannot wait to meet you, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, love, and light.